what you see on the pitch is the Bruno that is passionate for the game, the Bruno that wants to win the game, the Bruno that will not give anything away. I play against Wolves, they have many Portuguese players. If I have to kick them, I will kick them. If I have to moan at them, I will moan. It's the game, it's the way I live the game, it's the way I have to be. One of the referees, I don't remember who it was, he said, "Oh my God, Bruno, every time that you're winning, you're such a good guy. When you're going losing or drawing, oh my God, I will say this, probably you have to cut this, you are a pain on my ass." and I like that, I want to be that. I want to be there, I want the referee to feel that I'm there pressing him and always talking and shouting at him. It's the way I live the game.
For you, obviously, it started fantastically. I think I'm going to look down here to get the numbers right. 93 appearances so far, 37 goals, 26 assists. For the position you play, those are fantastic numbers. I think you've had more assists from open play than any other player, I think, since March 2020 as well. But there's still a lot of conversation about the risk and reward in your game. So, for example, the fact that you often are looking to play the killer pass, and sometimes people maybe say, why not just keep the ball? Why not play the easy pass? Why not maybe play 5 yards, 10 yards? You're rolling your eyes at that.
No, because, you know, it's easier from the stands or from the television to think, why not? But in the game, you have 2 seconds to think. Things are quick. In my position as a 10, most of the times, and because, for example, last season we had a really bad season, we played really deep on the pitch. For the players that play in front, sometimes you recover the ball, they pass the ball through to you. Because they have so many players attacking, they will have so many players recovering. So when you control the ball, the first thing you have to do is control the ball forward, trying to control the ball forward. So when you control the ball forward, you know that you have people running behind you to catch the ball from you. So you have to go forward, because if you go backwards, you pass the ball to someone that will have more pressure than you. Because imagine that the center back passed the ball to me. They have many players there. I have the right back, I can do a simple pass here. I will do the ball to right back. They have many players there. 3 players can go straight away to press right back. So what I did, basically, I open a bomb and I give it to the right back. Now deal with that. And sometimes, you know, you have to make decisions quick. And as I said, I'm not really worried about that, because I see that is not the right way to say, but I'm there to feed my strikers. They need to have the ball. And when you have a season like, if you go to check like this, now, because now this is like a kind of random thing. It takes too many risks. And so this carry on. Even when you don't take risks, people will say you're taking risks. Because this season, I had, for example, in the first few games that we lost, a high percentage of accuracy on the pass, because I'm more than people think, or more than people see. I see my stats. I see what I can do better, what I can improve, what I can do better game by game. And the 2 first games of the season, I have a high pass accuracy. No one talk about, because we lost the game. Bruno didn't assist. Bruno didn't score. Problems. When I scored a goal against Southampton, I had a low pass accuracy, and probably not my best game, but because I scored, was like, oh, Bruno did a great game. Against Liverpool, I had a good game. I think everyone played a really good game. We won. Everyone was hyping everyone. Even we did many mistakes in that game. Everyone was hyping everyone. So I know that we'll be demanding and people doubting and people always, because even this is changing, but in life, you have a way to think. I have another one. But sometimes you have an idea, but because so much people tell you that that person is not a good person, you don't know her. But in your head, she's already a bad person, because 5 or 6% have said that. Even if you don't want, in your head, the first thing that will come, he's not really a good person. Most of people are saying me, because even for us as a players, they see us on the pitch and say, he doesn't seem to be a good guy. Why that? I'm on the pitch, you don't know. I don't know how you live. The other day, I saw Rafa saying, who is the most like funny player in the dressing room, or joker player in the dressing room?
Rafa Varane.
Yeah, and he said Bruno. Most of the people, I'm really sure, that get surprised how that's possible, that Bruno is that joker on the dressing room. because they don't know me. They don't know how I am in the dressing room. They don't know how I deal with people. I deal bad with people when I lose games. Yes, I do. I'm not the best friend of anyone. I'm not the best father. I'm not the best man to be. I'm not the best friend because I'm sad. I'm upset, and I don't want to talk to anyone. And it's the way I am. But as coming back to that, if I miss passes, if I don't miss, if I do goals, if I don't do, it will always have someone to say something about that. So I play my game in the way I think is better for the club, for the team, for my teammates, and I will keep doing that. And I know when I take my risks is because I think the rewards will be bigger than the risk that I'm taking. I don't take that as a decision that comes in my mind because I want to do the killer pass or because I want to do assists. I want to win games. That is the main thing for me. Win games, even if I score, I don't score. If I assist or I don't assist, because at the end of the day, it's about winning games.
And that message of be yourself that Ole gave you, I think it clearly brought the best out of you as well. Clearly, towards the end with Ole, it was, I think, everyone involved in the dressing room with the staff was very sad for him. And probably one of the most memorable images last season was at Watford after the game, and both yourself and Ole went to the fans after the game, and you were actually raising your hands up saying, you know, don't. It looks to me like you were saying, don't blame him, look at us as well. How did it make you feel at the time?
So, obviously, I have a really good relationship with Ole. He was the one that brought me to the club. Obviously, I have a huge respect for him as a person, first of all, because he's an amazing person. He's the kind of guy that cares about everyone. They try to make everyone happy. And for me, it was, you know, you lose a game. I don't like when someone goes to the media, for example, some managers that do, they didn't do what I want. Something is wrong, because if you lose a game, your plan could not be the best, or what your players did could not be the best. But we are always in the same pack. We are always involved as a group, as a team. And at that moment, we went as a players there and we applaud, and they kind of applaud. Ole came after us and was like some people booing him. And I didn't like, because why they didn't did that to us? We the ones that went on the pitch and lost the game together with him. So if they want something to him, it has to be to us. If they want something to us, it has to be to him at the same way. Because you know that some people sometimes when they sack managers, the players did. And sometimes it's like the players don't want to follow the manager. That's why he gets sacked. That's why he was not that good. And in that moment, I felt that someone need to step up and protect him, and trying to get not the blame. I don't want to take the blame for Ole, but I want everyone to take the blame for themselves. Everyone has to take the responsibility in that moment, because it was not a good period and was not always Ole the problem, because he did great things before. We finished second with him. We went to the final. We had some semi-finals with him, and I don't think was everything about him. It was about him together with the players. So that's why I felt that time was not fair. Was not fair with Ole, because he did great things for the club. He did everything. Obviously, in that moment, you have to treat him as a manager, not as an ex-player, and I understand that. And I think the fans did really well after when he was sacked, still singing his songs, being really grateful for him, still having in the moment of 99 on Barcelona. You know, he's one of the persons that really loves this club, and you can feel it that. When he came to say goodbye to everyone, was a really tough message from him. Was really difficult. You could feel it that it was one of probably the worst days of his life, or saddest days of his career as a manager and a player. And even on that time, I know that some people gets like, why Bruno is doing that? Why it was something that came off. It was not like something that I planned to do. It's the way I am, and I don't want anyone to take the blame from me. I want, as someone that does a mistake together with me, to go there and take the blame together with me.
Have you stayed in touch with him at all since he left?
It's sometimes that we don't talk every day, but yes, sometimes he sends me some message asking or congratulations for something, or for some goal, or for something that we do good. But obviously, he's a person that I want to keep in touch, and I said that to him before he left the club.
So Ole leaves, and then you have another manager last season in Ralf Rangnick. I think probably everyone, even Ralf, would probably accept it was not the ideal end result in the end with him. How do you explain it? Because obviously when he came, there was a lot of, I think, intrigue and curiosity about his ideas and the way he wanted to play with intensity and the pressing. What do you think was the issue?
No, so obviously, what someone new comes to the club is always bring something up straight away, and we won straight away against Crystal Palace. I think after we go Norwich and we win, and you build a little bit of momentum there. But I think Ralf came with his idea, intensity, pressing, the way that he was used to play in Germany, but didn't quite result with us because, as I said before, was an atmosphere between everyone that was like confidence low, everything really, really down. We get a good result, bad result, good result, bad result, and we get some bad results in a row, and it was really difficult to come off that. When you are in that kind of runs with games and stuff, it's tough to come off, and nothing to do with Ralf. Ralf tried his best. I think he was a good manager with the good ideas, but that didn't fit with everyone, because the team has been built with Ole, with his idea, and obviously when a new manager comes in, and I think that probably could be the difference at the club, because every manager that has been here has different ideas, so they bring different players in, but the players stay after the manager goes. So you bring players for a certain idea, and all of a sudden a new manager came in with a different idea, and he wants to bring new players and get rid of other players. It gets confused, and I think now what the club needs is stability as a manager. I think they found that with Ten Hag now, and hopefully we as a players can find that stability on a way to play, on a way to follow. And as I said before, for Ralf was really tough to build a momentum, to change everything. And I think the main moment for us as a season was when we lost against Atletico. From there on, we could feel like that the momentum was gone. And after we lost away against Arsenal when I missed the penalty, I think that was a crucial moment for us. Then if we win that game, you could still think that you can still reach the top four, and we didn't, and obviously was really bad, and I felt really bad from that game. But it's football. I scored so many, so I have to get back to score when I have the chance.
In the middle of all that, you signed a new contract. Did you have any hesitation about thinking, when the situation United were in at the time, was there any part of you thinking, should I actually commit another few years to this club?
So this start in the beginning of the season straight. The conversations for the new contract and everything was long, because Ole was sacked, new manager coming in, all the stuff that passed through the season, and obviously was difficult to me to get the right time to get a new contract. In the beginning, of course, you start the season. I start with a banger hat-trick. We won Leeds. Rafa presented in the Sancho do the first game. Rafa Varane is presented in that day. I think 15 days after Cristiano is presented. So the hype of the club, the hype of the players was like, wow, this will be a season with a massive chance, because the year before you go Europa League final, you get second in the league, so you feel like, no, this could be the year that we change the momentum of the club and we win something. We can go for something big. Obviously, during the season was not that happens, and I had my conversations with the club, all the stuffs, and obviously that was one point, because when Ralf came in, the club said straight away, he's an interim manager, he will not be here with us the next season. And for me, that was a problem. I said to the club clear, I said to them, look, I want stability more than you to tell me, no, we will gonna win something. No, I want to be competitive. I want to be in a team where I know that I will be competitive, we will be competitive as a team, we will fight for something, we will be capable to fight with the biggest teams. And the club was clear at that time. I tell them, look, I don't want to know who is the next manager. I just want to know that the next manager that is coming, he wants me part of the project, because it's important for you and for me. Because it can be a manager that comes as a different idea of football, doesn't think that Bruno doesn't fit. Bruno, you probably have to go. And I said to them, I'm telling you this before I sign my new contract, and I will get more money. So it's not a question of money. I said always to them, it's not a question of money. It's a question of me being happy, fighting, being competitive, have a team that I know that will fight and be competitive to get the best results.
And do you say this is that to John Murtagh, the football director?
Yeah. John Murtagh and Darren Fletcher was the ones that I spoke the most. And I said to them, I feel good in the club. As I said, it's a dream come true. I don't think that is there many clubs that I would prefer to play more than Man United. And I don't like to say this, but I would like to be here for a longer period. Create some stability for me, for my family, playing for my dream club. But I said to them, I want to be competitive. I don't want to be in England just to be. I want to be here to win trophies, to be competitive, to play against the best. So I signed a new contract, but I want to make sure that the club is on the same page as me, and the club make sure that the club will make the decisions. They said Bruno will not be the next transfer window that we will make probably the team to be competitive. We will need time to build that, because we cannot just straight away go and spend money. And I said, I understand that. I will be here 5 years. In that 5 years, if I'm in 4 of them or 3 of them, I will be fighting for trophies. I will be fighting against the best teams. We'll have a team that wants to compete. Will be strong enough, and we have a manager that comes and put his mark on. I'm okay with that, and the club was clear with that. I trust them, and I think I'm getting the rewards of that, because the club is making a mark on the marketing. They brought players in with big qualities and big names also at the same time, and obviously now is about us doing our job on the pitch.
And the biggest, arguably the most significant person at a club at any point is the head coach. I think we've seen that at, probably pains you to say, Manchester City and Liverpool, but with Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. With Erik, where do you see what is he asking you to do in your position that's maybe a little bit different, if at all? And what is it that's giving you confidence about the way that he's coaching and managing that makes you believe you will be competitive?
First of all, because he has an idea. He has an idea of playing, he has a style, and he wants to go ahead with that. And it has to be his idea. You have to follow that rules. You have to be he's strict on that, and I like that. We need discipline, and I think that was something that we missed in the past. And he brought that discipline with him, that everyone has to follow his rules, everyone has to be on the same page. And I think that was, as you said before, Pep and Klopp have been doing for years. And because they have stability in the club, they have stability on the way they choose the transfer market, on the way they build the team, that is really important for them to get the rewards. And I think I saw one of the things that the manager said the other day on the press, saying we don't want to bring players just for bring. We want to bring the right players for what we want to do. So I think, as I said before, it's something that the club needs, and it's something that I believe with him we'll get that point that we will be established as a team. We'll be everyone in the same page. Everyone will understand. This gets time because he's a new manager, new players, everything. So we know we have 4 wins in a row. Yes, it's good. We're getting better, but we still know that we still have margin to improve, and we'll get time to get the best out of us in his own idea of playing. So for now, I'm really happy for that, because I think even with the preseason, I was happy with that. After that 2 games at Brighton, I think was really important. Brighton Brentford was really important for us to keep believing on his idea. And it was important that also him show us that we can do what he asked us to do. And he showed us that on photos, video stuff, and show us that, look at, we can do this. We have the qualities, we have the capacity to do this.
So was he showing you videos from the tour, or even from the games against Brighton and Brentford as well?
Both of them. So he showed us that, and even individually calls really many times the players to see some videos with him. Look, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. You're good in this position. In this moment, I prefer you to do another kind of movement. And I think that's good, because players will get and need time to get the best out of the game he wants us to do, because the ideas are different. So this is
to make it automatic.
Yeah, this is something that you have to. Sometimes will be a little bit too many videos and stuff. Will be many times that you have to talk with him, see videos, but it's something that after a while will get like used, and he will probably stop to show you videos because you are doing the right things, or the things he wants you to do.
And you said with the discipline as well, I think, was it impressive for the players when? Because I think, when people hear, oh, he wanted you to run the morning after Brentford, but when he also does that, he's not demanding anything from you that he's not also doing himself.
No, as I said before, it's. I think we have always to be in the same page when we win and when we lose. So I think it's good that everyone takes the blame for themselves in different ways, because was not everyone doing the right things. And that can be the players or the manager, but normally it's the players and the manager together. So I think as a message is good for the team, and obviously I don't think if you do the run or you don't do the run that can change something or not. But as I said, discipline is the way you want, so it's the way we have to follow the rules, and is what it is. Players don't like to run, but sometimes manager makes choices that you don't understand, but at any point you will probably understand later on.
And you're a Portugal player and a Manchester United player, therefore it means at some point you get a question about Cristiano. The statistics say that your record is a little bit better in terms of goals and assists when Cristiano does not play. Do you think that's fair?
Depends, because most of my assists last season was for him, so I don't really think so. I just had a poor season on the number wise, and I don't think it was because of Cristiano. It was myself, because he's not obviously. He was before was me taking the penalties. Now was him. But I had 2 chances to take the penalty. I missed both. So it was, obviously, when you get the penalties and when you score penalties, give you more goals a season. But I had my 2 chances and I missed it. So I can't be like blaming Cristiano because he's taking penalties. No, he's doing it in the right way. He scored. So I have to be quiet on my side. And when I get the chance, because against Arsenal was him giving the ball to score the penalty, he said to me, go yourself and score. And I missed, but at the same time I felt like, okay, but he trusts me to be the one that step up in a big moment like that. As I said, I don't think it was because of Cristiano, it was because of myself, because I missed some chances. I didn't do the best in some moments to get my goals or my assists, because in the national team I play always with him, and when I score he's on the pitch, so And I think playing with Cristiano sometimes as a 10 is really good because players respect that much Cristiano, obviously, because he's one of the biggest players or best players in the world, if not the best.
So it gives you more space.
Gives more space. It creates big space for everyone because the players are afraid of him taking the ball and scoring because they know he's a threat. So they want to mark him. They want to create an overload where he is to mark him and to don't give him the chance to get his shots, his head, and sometimes they create big spaces for you. So I think sometimes, for example, when I scored the 2 goals against Macedonian national team, one was from his assist and the other one was from his run that creates the space behind him that makes me have the space to run into that space and score the goal. So it's normal that people do that kind of comparison. But for example, I played the last 4 games with Cristiano and I scored 1 goal in 4 games. So Cristiano was not playing in the first 11 and I just get 1 goal. So I don't think it was because of Cristiano. So it's about momentum, it's about timings, it's about sometimes goes in a bad way, it sometimes goes in a better way. So I think every player should understand that Cristiano is a really big player and a big threat for every team, and obviously can be a really good one to play together because he has his qualities. For assist man, for example, that I want to be and I like to be, is someone that you know that if you give him the right ball, the good one, he will score goals. So
that's a good answer.
Yeah,
that's a good answer. Last couple of questions. Obviously, the last few games in the league, you've been the captain. I think you're part of a leadership group now, where the head coach likes to talk to some of the senior players, whether it's Harry or David or yourself. Do you enjoy that? To feel that extra responsibility, or do you play that way anyway?
Yeah, as you said before, I came to the club and Ole asked me to be the same when I was at Sporting. At Sporting, I was captain at that moment, but before I was captain, I was like that anyway. So it's the kind of way I am. Is the way I think I get the best of me, the best of my teammates. Not being captain, but being, as you want to call, kind of a leader, but I'm just trying to be kind of myself. And obviously, being the captain of Man United is such a big honor. Obviously, we all know that age is the captain, and because he's not playing for now, for the moment, he didn't play the last 4 games. I was being the captain. For me is such a big honor, and I will always be pleased to be the captain of the club, or one of the captains. As you said, David also is part of that group, and we have some players in that leadership group that don't play, like Tom Eaton, that for me is one really important in the dressing room, one of the most important players in the dressing room that most of the people will not think or care about, but is someone that is really important as a player, as a leader in the dressing room.
Very last thing, Bruno, it was recently your birthday.
Yeah.
And our information, I spoke to your friend Francisco Ramos
Yeah.
a while ago, and he said that when he played with you in the Portugal national teams, that the secret for you to play well was some chocolate cereal.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got you for your birthday.
Thank you very much.
It's Chocapic.
Yes, is something that we have in Portugal. We have it here in the supermarket, in the Portuguese supermarket.
Really? Do you know how difficult that was to find in London? Not easy.
In Sporting, when I scored my 32 goals, because his cousin Luis Neto played with me in Sporting.
Okay.
And when I scored that season 32 goals, this was my breakfast every single day. And his cousin started to say that was my secret.
And to be clear, other cereals are available as well. So
no. This is the one. This is the one. In England, it will be difficult to find, but if you want to be a successful midfielder with a lot of goals, this is the one.
Brilliant. Bruno, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
I appreciate it.